What's up, everybody? We react to. I'm a little late on this one, but we're gonna react to CjDaChamp. I believe it's called "The Worst Fathers in Anime History." Yeah, for some of you who can relate having a bad dad or bad parent in their life, I totally understand. And my father, wow. He had his good moments and good qualities, but he was also a huge piece of shit as I got older. Severe alcoholic, abusive, like very extremely, like psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and physically abusive human being. And so I'm gonna see if any of these douchebags of fathers of the asshole of the year can compete with my old man. So we'll see.
Lead that the fatherless, and I'm on to the next. And I ain't looking back when I
leave. Whee!
They're either great and support their kids.
Great show.
And they are mostly there to protect and guide their child down
Good
the right
dad.
path to make sure they can have the
Spy
best
Family is
life
actually
they
a pretty
can
good
possibly
show.
have. Or they're an absolute deadbeat bum-ass who hates their kids.
Endeavor.
Should have never had the right to reproduce.
Shout Tucker, dude, you are a piece of shit.
I don't know what it is, but 99%
Damn.
of these niggas can't raise a kid for shit. It's like they're allergic to being a good dad. So today I got a little different video for y'all. Today we're taking a deep dive and taking a look at some of the worst fathers in anime history, with an honorable mention. Because if I'm talking about bad dads in just animation, period, this motherfucker is gonna make the cut every single time. So we're gonna start from the top. And the lower we go, the worse they will get. It's like we're simulating hell for how much hell these fathers put their kids through. So without further ado, first up on the chopping block,
Gene? Oh, this guy.
Gene. Now we're starting off with Gene.
Gene.
Everybody else on this list
Close
is 10
enough.
times worse than him. But it doesn't change the fact that this man
He's a
Gene
piece of shit,
is the
but
king of the deadbeats. Like,
not
when it
close
comes
to the half
deadbeat
these guys
dads
on
in
here.
anime,
He's just a deadbeat piece of shit. That's all he is. He's a dad who leaves and never comes back with the milk.
This man dropped his son off at his cousin's house and
But
named him Gone. Because that nigga was gone.
he's a better dad out of
a
all these other
stereotypical dad that went
motherfuckers
to go
who
get
are
milk
going to be
and
on
never
here.
came back.
Who knows
But
who they
really
are.
dropped off a whole
So we'll
baby
find out.
and the child support bill on Mito. Because
Damn.
you knew he wasn't trying to pay that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, if G was my dad, I really hate this nigga. Because if he passed his ziggity zag ass hairline down to me, boy,
No, I don't have that.
This man deserves the absolute worst for making his son inherit this shit. But besides all this man didn't come to see his son or contact him for 12 whole years. The only stuff he left for Gone was a cassette tape, a rusty ring, and a memory card for a PlayStation off of Craigslist, or a game that he created that you could die in.
Man, we're really playing for keeps with this virtual reality shit, huh?
Deadass left a message on a cassette tape that said,
"Hey, bitch,
hey,
you got my money?"
So, you wanna find me? Well, I don't wanna see
Too
you.
bad.
Matter of fact, don't even chase me, little nigga. I'm gonna be so real with you. But if you do become a hunter, then beat this game that I made called Greed Island. It's basically Sword Art Online. So that means don't die in that bitch. Oh, Jesus! I think somebody just died. But you'll be
think?
fine.
Or do you know? There's a difference.
Then I'll maybe finally talk to you. Well, good luck, sport.
Good luck, sport.
But I'm gonna be so real with y'all, the shit that really pissed me off about Gene in the moment that showed everyone that this ain't shit was when Gon was in the hospital. Now, Gon was fighting for his life after his fight with Pito. He was on life support and he was about to die. And Gene,
but of course, with that Gon
visit him once when
he walked in, it fucked him up even more.
Not even a 5-minute walk. The lazy bastard didn't even want to go to the hospital to see his son that could have died. Like I'm telling you.
Okay. Now, if I was in the hospital, I know my dad's a piece of shit, but he would actually go to the hospital to visit me, believe it or not. Now, he's never done that because I never had to stay in the hospital longer than a day. But when I went to prison, he did come visit me. That was just via probation. I was on probation for conspiracy to stolen property. Ooh, wow. But yeah, he actually came to visit and put money in my books and stuff. So like I said, he did have his good qualities, but there's just times that shit would just change, like a drop of a hat.
When Leorio called this man out in front of everybody, it was pure satisfaction. Bro got on the mic and was like, I got a question for Mr. Gene. Hey yo, why haven't you gone to visit your son, you bum ass nigga? You deadbeat, musty, dressed in rags, bitch. You out here answering
He's not wrong.
people you don't even know.
His dad doesn't look like a bum.
Your own flesh and blood is about to die. So answer the question, hoe ass nigga. Why have you not gone to see your son? And after Leorio called him out, Jing replied with, man, he got enough friends. He'll be fine. Did he even say he wanted me to come in the first place?
I'm like 90% sure it's what he said.
Does he even want me to come?
But here's the funny part.
Can't even say that shit because he's in a coma?
I don't know if he actually said that or not, but pretty close to it. The funny thing about this ability is, Gon's dad can actually see that shit coming, I guess, and he can use the same ability right back at you. I'm not 100% sure, so someone look that up and fact check me on that one. But believe it or not, Gon's dad is actually stronger than everybody on that podium, except for the goat in the back. You know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, he's stronger than everybody else on the whole podium, except, like I said, the dude in the back on that painting there, the goat. Don't remember his name. I know you Hunter x Hunter fans are gonna kill me for that. But yeah, Gon's dad refuses to actually go up in rank. I don't know why, but yeah, his dad's actually pretty goddamn strong. So Gon's dad actually let him do that, which is pretty funny to give him a confidence boost of hitting him.
Or you can. And when this happened, I kid you not, everyone in the room cheered because they all knew that this nigga was a bum. Everyone was happy when Jing got laid out. And then the icing on the cake of Jing just being a deadbeat is when Gon woke up and was so happy to see his father. This man was crying and was so happy to see his dad. And look at this man's face. Is this the face of a man that wants to see his son? Hell nah! He thinking in his head, damn. Do I have to actually be in this little nigga's life now? Man, I gotta pay child support now? Oh my god. And when Gon left and said, can we talk again? This man Jing was like, I don't know. And everybody in the room booed him, called him a deadbeat and a bum-ass nigga.
He did say that.
And this man Jing was ready to scream.
But the funny thing is, he actually fought everybody in there, and they're trying to beat him. And he's like, has like 3 guys like in a headlock and shit. Like, he told his son like, hey, if you want to come meet me at this tree. Ooh, Endeavor. Now,
oh boy,
Endeavor and my dad
great hero.
basically did the same thing
He
here.
was a terrible father. Now, I will say this. Endeavor, without a doubt, is the most improved father on this list. He's actually trying to do better.
He is.
But the way he was moving before
But how he did that shit was abusive.
awful. This nigga was a piece of shit that mentally abused and broke his entire family apart. And this was all because he was a hating ass nigga.
Now,
you see, Endeavor was upset.
My dad wasn't like
with
that,
trying
like
to be
hating
better
ass
than
person when
All
it
Might.
came to
So
like,
when he
oh,
finally
because he was
came to
jealous
the
of somebody,
realization that
so
All
he
Might
decided
was
to beat
just
his
better than
family
him, and
up.
it was just
Nah,
a
he wasn't
skill
like
issue,
that,
he decided,
but he did
if
beat
I
us
can't
up.
be better than him, then
Because he
I'll
was an
make
alcoholic,
somebody better
a
than him.
raging
So
alcoholic.
this man went out and bought a wife so he could make a hybrid baby with
That's
her.
some fuck
that
you
would
money
have
right
his
there.
flame quirk in
You know how
her
much
ice
money you
quirk.
need
He wanted to make
to
a
literally
little
go
half-breed
out and buy a
avatar.
wife?
And the first child they
That's a
had
lot of money.
was Toya, aka Dobby. Now, Dobby inherited a strong version of Endeavor's quirk, but his body couldn't handle the heat.
Like, he
because his
would
body
encourage
was
me in some
physically built
things,
to resist the
but
cold
in
because
some
of his
things
mother,
he wasn't
not
really
the
patient
heat.
about. Like,
So
when I was a
Endeavor
kid,
considered Toya a failure,
like,
so he continued to have more kids. He had
when it came to like wrestling and stuff, he was there for me. Like, hell, I got in 4th place in the wrestling tournament, and he was actually happy. He didn't like get you need to get 1st place and shit. It wasn't like that. But when it came to like learning shit, like fixing stuff,
he was so upset.
you'd be lucky if he teach you because he's very
All of his
impatient.
other kids and told them not to be heroes. I mean, this nigga straight up told Toya in the nicest way possible. Listen here, son. Not gonna lie, gang. You ain't got what it takes. You can't be a hero. You can't be better than All Might. Just give up.
Damn.
And this was the start of this family just breaking apart. Because
Alright,
after
man, thanks
Endeavor
for being a
told
piece
Toya
of
this,
shit, like
he
always.
straight up tried to
Douche.
swing on baby Todoroki.
That's a crash shot right there.
So after Toya tried to swing on his baby brother,
valid?
Endeavor straight up told his wife,
not
keep
really.
Shoto away
I can
from
see
the
it.
other
I can
kids.
see why,
And don't
but not
let
really.
Toya out of your sight. So this is when he just started to neglect his other kids. And the only kid he cared about was Shoto, because he was his perfect creation. So he put Todoroki through some hellish training. Like he was beating this little nigga's ass. And when his mother came in to try to stop him, he just hip slapped her. In front of his kid. And this
Hey,
wasn't
my
even
dad
the
did that
last
too
time
when I
he
was
hit his
7.
wife, because one day Toya came back to his
Kinda
dad
hard to be
and
up a
told
dude
him,
who's
"Oh my
6
God,
foot, weighs
Pops, I've been
245.
training, right? And not gonna lie, gang, I
When
think
you're
I
7 years
understand it
old.
now.
A little hard to
You should
beat
come
up.
watch me, Dad, please." And when Endeavor heard Toya was training again, he went to his wife and slapped the shit out of her. Right in front
Believe it or
of
not,
his
if I
kids.
actually
And started
stopped training,
yelling
my
at
dad
him,
would be
cussing her
upset.
out. And this was the start
But if I
of
went back into
Todoroki's
training,
mom's mental
he would
health
actually be
just
happy about that.
declining. Because
So it's like a
every
mixed bag
time
with
she
his
looked at her
emotions.
kids, she saw Endeavor. And this led to Todoroki's mom throwing boiling water on Todoroki's face, giving him the Zuko scar because she straight up snapped and tweaked out because she couldn't even see her kids the same. Her mind was broken. So he straight up threw her in a mental insane asylum. And then since he completely neglected Toya, Toya went up in the woods thinking his dad was coming. And when he realized he wasn't, his emotions took over and his flames became out of control. And it ended up starting a goddamn California
Man, if I had a
forest fire.
quirk,
Man's
oh
burned down the
my
whole forest
God.
and Endeavor thought his son was dead. Just
I'd be
for all
smoking
for one,
people.
to
Or
find
depends what
his
kind of
son,
quirk
who
would be.
was burnt to a crisp.
If I had a
and make
fire
him
quirk
a
like that,
Superman super
man,
cut. Nigga turned
I've
him
tried to
into
do
a
everything
D1
I
tweaker.
possibly
So yeah,
even
this
can
man
possibly
endeavored mentally
could
and physically
to
abuse
control
his
that
entire
shit the
family
best I
and
can.
push them to their breaking points. All because
That's like somebody
he was a
with
hating-ass
IED
nigga that wanted
disorder
to surpass all might.
trying
But you see,
to
Endeavor is
not
not
get
the
angry.
only father that we're covering
Good
today.
luck with that.
That was a firebender and caused their son to get half their face burnt off. Because
That's an
now it's
emotional
time for an
explosion
honorable
disorder.
mention.
It's genetic from your father's
Now,
side
y'all
family,
should
which I
have known
have.
damn well. If I'm making a video
It can
about
get
bad
better over
fathers,
time.
this man Ozai will
Normally,
make
it
the
does
cut
go away when you get
every
older, but
single
rare
time.
cases, it
Ozai
stays with
is
you,
just
which I
flat
have.
out one of the worst fathers in fiction.
I came a
This
long
man is
way.
an actual
In 20
evil,
years, I came a
narcissistic
long
psychopath.
way
And the
with
way
that
he
shit.
treated his kids,
I don't have
oh
100% full
boy.
control
There
on
was a
it,
reason Zuko
but
was
trust
a
me,
depressed
if you see me
dickhead
20
and
years
Azula
ago
was a
and now,
psychopath. It all goes
I came
back
a
to
long
their
way with
father.
it.
So first, let's start off with Zuko, and we have to dive all the way into the comments for this. Now, the whole
Best thing you can
family
do with
was
that
having
is
dinner,
just
right? And Azula was talking
try to walk
about
away
how she
from
set
people.
her firebender's teacher's pants on fire.
Now, my dad
so
said
Ozai,
some
of
shit
course,
like
was
this.
glazing Azula because she was clearly his
He was
favorite child,
abusive
and he
as
was straight up
Zuko's dad,
enabling Azula's bad behavior, talking like,
but
"Your teacher
not
sounds
by
like a
much.
fool. I'll
I'm
have
not
him sent
joking.
back to the colonies." So Zuko chimed in and said, "He's not a dummy. He just thinks that proper firebending has to start." And Ozai cut Zuko off and he is pissed. And he says something that a father should never say to their child. He told
Hell, my dad
Zuko,
said way worse shit than this,
"How
actually,
dare
believe
you
it or
lecture
not.
your sister on firebending? You know, little nigga, let me let you in on a little secret. When you were born, we weren't sure if you were a bender at all. You didn't have that spark in your eyes. I planned to cast you from this palace. How embarrassing for a prince of the Fire Nation to have a non-bender as a firstborn. Lucky for you, little nigga, your mother and the Fire Sages pleaded with me to give you a chance. Azula, on the other hand, never needed that kind of luck.
Now, somebody
She
who
was
wrote
born
that-
lucky. You were lucky to be."
Sorry to pause this, but for someone to say this shit, like, or write this down in a comic, clearly someone has said this shit to them. Now, it is possible that your parents or somebody never said this type of stuff to you, and you can write hateful stuff like this. That's good writing. But let's be for real. The chance of that happening are kind of a little slim, because it helps a writer. Like, if you went through some bad stuff in your life, some traumatic, like, childhood trauma or whatever in your life, and you want to be a writer, if you use that emotional pain, right, and use it right, you can become a good writer, and it's a good outlet. Now, I'm not saying it'll fix everything, but writing stuff down like that does help. It's not going to cure everything in one day, but it does help get your thoughts out. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, you have to go through some stuff to write some stuff like that. Now, like I said, you don't have to go through some shit to write stuff like that. It could go both ways, but I'm just saying it does help.
This man snapped on his child at the dinner table, bro. He basically told Zuko that he ain't shit. And you were lucky that I felt like blowing your mama's
Like,
back
Ozan,
out
you're
to
not
make
shit
you. But
either.
it just keeps on getting worse from here, bro. because the next awful thing he did to
Big
Zuko
beard-looking
was, of course,
motherfucker.
the Acme kind. So this all started in a war.
Big Bird.
So this one general came up with a plan that would have an entire division of new Fire Nation recruits be used as bait to distract the Earth Kingdom's forces so a better division could attack from the rear. Now, obviously, this plan is terrible because they're literally throwing new recruits out there to die. So Zuko spoke up and said that this plan was straight garbage and you're sacrificing and betraying loyal soldiers of the Fire Nation. And when he said this, all the generals just stopped and looked at this nigga because Zuko spoke out of line when he wasn't supposed to. So Ozai saw this.
I understand Zuko was not supposed to talk at all. He was out of line for that. But here's the thing. He has a fucking point. You're basically throwing potential soldiers, throwing them out like they're fucking fodder. Like they're you're literally like throwing scraps of plate into the trash. You know, like they did in Gallipoli. Like you literally just let people die for your own greedy, gain. You didn't care about them. You didn't care about your soldiers or your men. They were fodder. They were just pawns in your chess game. So I understand. Like I said, he stepped out of line, but he has a fucking point. You should care about your soldiers. Yeah, you don't really want to sacrifice anyone. You don't want any of your men to die. No one does. But when you do stuff like that, who's really fighting your war? The people who sent you in, or the people who are fighting your war? Food for thought.
As disrespect to the general. And the only way to settle this was an Agni Kai. So Zuko thought that he was going to be dueling the general. But when Zuko turned around and saw his opponent, it wasn't the general. It was Ozai. Because Ozai thought that it was disrespectful to him because Zuko ran his mouth in his war chamber.
It took me a long time to find out my own man.
Like, Dad, please, I'm sorry,
very intimidating dude.
I didn't mean it as disrespect. But Ozai was like, stand and fight with Zuko. Don't be a bitch. Stand up and fight for your honor. So Zuko refused to fight Ozai. And Ozai proceeded to burn half of his face off.
Now,
in front of a
this would be a hard fight.
And then after he gave
when
Zuko
your dad
his
is
scar,
like a fire lord and he's
forced
been
him to
practicing
have
that
this
shit for a long time,
ugly-ass
it would be
bald
hard to
ponytail
fight against somebody like that.
nobody should ever be forced to have, and told him, don't come back till you find the Avatar, who has been missing for over 112 years.
I'm like, Pops, how come you didn't find him, you bitch?
Don't ever come back, little nigga. And the
You didn't find him,
coming back
so
is if by the
you're a
grace
fucking
of
disgrace,
God,
actually.
You get lucky to find a little bald nigga.
What about your grandfather?
that has
Did
been
he find him
frozen
yet?
For over a century. Now let's move on
No?
to Azula. Ozai made
that's
Azula
Cranshank
do
too.
all of his dirty work.
Oh
This man
wait,
just sat
his
on
father
his
did.
throne
His
the
best
entire
friend
series
was
and
an
sent his
Avatar, and he
14-year-old
betrayed his
daughter
friend.
to take over the entire Earth
That's a
Kingdom,
piece of
while he
shit
just
right
sat there and didn't do shit. Then he took Azula's plan for Sozin's comment that she made and straight up left her out of it. Nigga said, you can stay here and be Fire Lord while I go burn
That's a
the
dick
world.
move right there.
And when he left his daughter to be Fire Lord, she went off the deep end and spiraled into madness.
That's
While
a typical
Azula was
woman.
having the time of his life burning the entire world.
I'm getting
Ozai,
banned for
without
that.
a doubt, is one of the worst fathers of all time.
Yeah.
Chewy Pharmacy makes it
And he's
easy
up
for
there.
Dad to order Enzo's meds. We also work directly
No,
with your
Zuko's
vet
dad
for
is.
approval.
He's definitely up
Enzo
there.
approves too, because he likes doing
Commercials.
everything the easy way.
God damn it.
For
Can we skip that shit? Woohoo! We can. Aha! Righteousness.
The fourth Kazekage is easily the worst dad in
This
the Naruto
fucking
series.
asshole.
And is just flat out
Holy
one of the
fuck.
worst dads in anime
Man, they're really,
history.
man,
This
CJ, you're
motherfucker
really
ain't
bringing
shit.
out the
He
fucking
had
ringer,
Gar
aren't
living
you?
one of the worst childhoods of all time. Nigga had his son
I
depressed
feel so
24/7
bad for
and made
Gar.
him start his emo phase at the age
Because
of 6.
I know what it's
There was
like
no wonder
being
Gar was the
alone. I know
uncontrollable
it's like
D1
not
crash
having a lot of
out in the
friends.
first part of Naruto. It's because his dad ain't shit, and he tried to make him a weapon of mass destruction as a baby.
Now,
you see,
I'm not gonna
Rasa
sit here.
gets
I know
some
what it's like
shit. You
being
see, the
Gar as
hidden
in a way
Saiyan
like
was struggling
he went
financially.
through,
These niggas
like
were broke,
with
and
that,
they
you
were
know,
in desperate need for a
Cherokee
weapon of
inside
mass
his body.
destruction. So
I don't know
Rasa
what
ended up
I don't know what
conceiving
that's
Gar
like,
for the sole
but
purpose
I
of
do know
sealing
what
the
his
one-tailed
loneliness
beast inside
and,
of his unborn child. So
separation
he could make him a
from
Jinchuriki
things
and weaponize
and being
him.
disconnected
Now, since
from
Rasa
people.
tried to
I know
seal a tailed
how
beast
I know what
inside of
that's
his
like. I
unborn
know
child,
what he's
this
going
ended
through
up
when it
leading
comes
up
to
to
that.
Gar's mother dying.
Like
in
I don't know what it's like
childbirth. So
right
off
there
the
when his
rip,
mom
not
just
even
died.
a
I don't know
day
what it's like.
into
My
the
mom's
work,
still here.
Gar was made a weapon of mass destruction and lost his mother fresh out the womb because
So
of
for anyone-
his father. The little nigga was set up for a
Sorry, for anyone who was born and your mother died from that, my condolences. A parent would sacrifice their life just for their child to be born or be alive. You know, that's an honor, like, a thing for a parent to do. But when it comes to natural birth and your mom dies from that, that is a really sad way to be born like that. Like, I'm not saying that in a mean way or anything like that. It's just, I couldn't imagine what that'd be like, knowing that's what happened. Like, you didn't get a chance to meet your mom because she died when you came out of her. I can see why a father would be upset with that and see why they would blame you, but that's not your fault. That's just life. That's shit like that happens. Luckily, with technology today, I guess we can, obviously we could help prevent that, but, things happen. We only can do so much as human beings. So, for anyone who went through that, I'm sorry. And I hope your life got better. And I hope your relationship with your father or whatever got better. I hope it didn't go to rye or go to shit because of that. So yeah, I wish you people nothing but best of luck. And like I said, my condolences.
A life of hell. And Rasa knew this shit. I mean, Gar couldn't even sleep because Shikaku was always whispering to him, "Yeah, little nigga, fall asleep, I dare you. The moment you go night-night, I'm taking over your body and I'm blowing this bitch up. Do it, little nigga, I dare you."
That's why he's tired.
And of course, since he was a Jinchuriki, just like Naruto, everybody in the village was scared of him and stayed away from him. And Rasa let it happen.
Why?
He didn't do shit about it. He just let them
What's funny when
ostracize his
Naruto
son.
had the
And bruh,
nine-tailed
he
fox
did
in
not
him,
let Gar
right?
have fun at all.
He didn't attack anybody with it.
Fun police. He would play outside with
You know what I
Tamari
mean?
and Kankuro, right? And
Since
they
he
were
had
just
it.
doing normal things. They were just
Only
building
bad guys
sand
with it,
castles
so
and shit and just having a
what's to
blast.
be afraid?
But then here came Mr. My Son Can't Have No Happiness. His bum ass didn't even say a word too. All he did was look at Tamari and Kankuro and shake his head. No. Stop playing with that nigga, even though he's your little brother. Get away from that freak. So Rasa didn't even allow Gar to play with his siblings. He just straight up neglected them and wanted them to be alone 24/7. But you see, the absolute worst thing Rasa ever did to Gara was making the only person that cared about him try to kill him. You see, Gara had a great relationship with Yashimaru. He was his caretaker and also his uncle. And he deeply
I know it's
cared
his
about
uncle,
Gara.
but he looks
was
like
the
a woman.
only
I when I
person that
first
showed
seen
him
this,
any
I
type of
thought
love
it
in
was a
his life.
woman.
So guess what this Rasa did?
I'm like, that's
He
a dude?
told Yashimaru, "Yo, twin, I want to test my 6-year-old son to see if he'll crash out or not. So do me a favor and go try to assassinate that little nigga. And also tell that little nigga that his mother never loved him. I want to see if he'll go berserk. And if he does, he's a failure of a Jinchuriki." So this nigga sent Gara's uncle to try to assassinate him. So when Yashimaru pulled up on Gara, he had on a mask covering up his identity. So Gara didn't know who it was. So Gara immediately grabbed him and crushed him like a bug. So after Gar swatted him like a fly, he went over to his body and saw that it was Yashimaru. And Gar was sick to his stomach because he basically just murdered the only person that cared about him. And the only person that cared about him just tried to assassinate him. And with Yashimaru's last breath of life,
Yeah, I
he
couldn't do
has
it to my nephew.
lie and tell Gar.
I'd rather
because
choose
Rasa's
death
watching this shit.
Then try to kill my nephew.
I was ordered
Well, actually, I got
to
two
kill you
nephews and
by
a niece,
your
actually.
father.
I
And
I
deep in
choose
my
death
heart,
before I even harm
always
those kids.
hated you, Gara. And you know who also hated you? Yo mama, nigga. So Shikaku took over and Gara ended up going berserk.
Yeah, I'd snap the fuck out,
Rasa
too.
watching this the whole time is like, looks like the child is a failure.
Bro, he's
My
6.
son's
What do you expect him to do?
useless to me now.
Oh.
Like, you dumbass nigga. Bro really expected a 6-year-old to somehow control his emotions and not go berserk.
Yeah,
after
go up
his
with that.
uncle came and tried to assassinate him, then told him in his dying breath that he always hated him and his mama hated him too. Like, nigga, how did you expect anything different? The 4th Kazekage was a brain-dead idiot. And I ain't gonna lie, I can't believe I'm about to say this. But shouts out Orochimaru for sliming this nigga out. It is the most noble deed he did in the entire series. Because Rasa had to go. This motherfucker wasn't
Fun fact about Orochimaru. A lot of people may not know this, but as twisted and fucked up that man is, believe it or not, he has a kid. He didn't kidnap this one. It's actually biologically his. It's actually his kid. I think it's his son. Believe it or not, as fucked up as that man is, he's actually a fantastic, great father. Believe it or not, I know, right? Oh boy, how's he a great father? I know, right? How is he? I don't know, but he's actually a great dad. Believe it or not, I think him actually having a biological son changed his ways. I don't know when, I think that was in Shippuden or in Boruto. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't watched Boruto. I watched a little bit there and there, but last time I watched Naruto, I think it was right after when they beat Madara, after that arc. But yeah, he's actually a great father, and he's actually in his son's life, and he actually likes his son's friends, which is kind of funny. So, hey, it's possible. It's crazy as that sounds. Orochimaru is actually a great dad, which is hard to believe.
Shit. Now, when it comes to who's the biggest sack of shit in One Piece, obviously you know you got to
Judge Vinsmoke, this guy's a piece of shit
right
too.
under them is this motherfucker.
This
Judge.
motherfucker.
This man
Now,
had Sanji living in hell.
my dad's a lot more
Because
caring than
he
this
was
guy
a
is,
normal
but
human being.
when he has
You
his
see,
moments,
Judge wanted all of his kids
it-
to be
it
perfect
would be
weapons
like
for
this.
Jarma 66, and he went to the lengths of genetically altering his kids to the point where they would lack any type of sympathy. He wanted them to be emotionless weapons because Judge was a warmonger who terrorized the North Blue and wanted to conquer all of it to restore the German Empire to his rightful glory. Now Sanji was the oddball of the family because he actually had emotions and was just a regular human because of his mother. Because when she was pregnant, she took a drug to try to stop the genetic mutation that Judge was trying to do.
see, like
to
I
their
said
kids.
earlier,
Now,
parents
this
will
made
do
her
what they need to
bedridden, and she ended up
do to
dying
make sure their
because of this.
kids
And it
are
only
born
worked
or
for Sanji.
be
The
alive.
other three brothers was some emotionless dickheads because of the genetic mutation. So Judge put all of his kids through intense training. And during this training, Sanji always fell behind. So when Sanji was basically failing every single training exercise, Judge became disgusted with Sanji. He was so disgusted with this little nigga that he would let his other brothers beat the shit out of him. And he wouldn't do anything about it. Sanji would cry for his
I don't have a
dad's
brother, I have a
but Judge
sister.
would just look at him and
Yeah,
tell
we-
him,
we-
man, little nigga,
I wouldn't
you
say she
don't
beat me
get
up,
your
like, we fought
ass
and stuff
up.
like that when we were
Quit
kids,
being
but,
a
like,
crybaby, bitch.
not like
I can't
this.
believe you got my blood in you. You fucking disgrace.
Hey, my dad
And
said the
his
same thing to
brothers
me.
continued to beat the shit out of him. They would do this every
Great,
day,
positive
and Judge
message,
would just
Dad.
let it happen because he didn't care about Sanji. The only kids he cared about were his sister and his brothers. And my God, when Judge figured out that Sanji's hobby was cooking, ooh, this nigga did not like this shit at all. Sanji was making food for a mouse, right? And the mouse was tearing that food up. But then Judge barged in the room and just started
Hey, at least my
yelling
dad
at him
actually
like,
liked me when I
"Sanji,
cooked.
are you cooking for them?
I used to be a
fat-ass
chef,
rats
and I was
again,
actually,
boy?
I'm actually really good at
I
cooking
told
and
you to cut
baking,
that
believe it or
weak-ass
not.
shit out. So he
And
walked over to the
he was
plate
actually
of food
proud how
and
good of a
hurled
cook and
that
good of a
shit out
baker
the
I was.
window, along
So,
with Mickey Mouse. He
we did
killed
have
that
our good
nigga.
moments.
Then he told him, "Don't ever cook again. And if I catch your little ass in that kitchen one more time, I'ma whoop your ass." So it got to the point
Yeah,
that
but
Sanji
he's
just
good at
continued to
cooking. At
fail
least be
at
proud, you
everything.
piece of
And Judge
shit.
just
People
decided
need to eat.
consider Sanji a failure. So this man did
I know how that
one
feels.
of the worst things I've ever seen. Judge decided to fake Sanji's death, and he threw him in a dungeon and locked a metal helmet on his head and just locked him up forever so he never had to see him again. And he stayed
Why
in
the heck
this
call the
cell
cops on
for
me, so?
6 months. And while he was
Damn.
in this prison cell, his brothers would go in there and just beat the crap out of him for no reason at all. They would just do this for fun. So this got so brutal that his sister couldn't take it anymore. So she just broke him out so Sanji could run away.
Damn.
Now when Sanji was trying to make
How
his
strong she
great
has to be to
escape,
do
Judge
that?
found him trying
Especially
to
that
leave.
young.
So Sanji stood up to Judge and told him, "I'm leaving, old nigga, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." And Judge just looked at him and said, "Okay, don't hit your head out the door, little nigga. I don't care what you do, I'm gonna be real with you. But before we part ways, let me tell you this. Never tell anybody that you are my son, because you are the only stain on my legacy." So Judge let Sanji run away because he couldn't give a
I know how
damn
that feels,
about him.
Sanji.
And Judge didn't see
No, I
Sanji
really do.
again for
I really do,
13
buddy.
whole years. And the next time he saw him, he tried to use Sanji to marry him off to one of Big Mom's daughters. Bro didn't see his son for 13 years, and the first thing he tried to do was use him for a diplomatic marriage. And to make sure he couldn't leave, he put these handcuffs on him. And if he ever tried to take them off, he would blow his hands off so Sanji could never cook again. So after the whole cake arc and the Straw Hats rescue Sanji, while the Straw Hats were leaving, Judge saw Sanji on the Sunny. And the last thing he wanted Sanji to hear before he left was, Sanji! I just want you to know something before you leave. You still ain't shit, and you'll never be shit. Not gonna lie, gang. If your pops was talking to you like this after years of abuse and neglect, ain't gonna lie, you
you'd
might
be
have
surprised.
to slap that nigga because that's insane. Judge rightfully earned his reputation as one of the worst fathers.
Bro became a... Oh, Shao Tucker's in this? Oh, that piece of shit. Now, let's see. Sanji became a world-class cook. Became a pirate. With a fantastic crew. With a fantastic captain. He's on an adventure not only to help his captain reach his goal and dream, but his captain's going to do the same thing for Sanji and get all the ingredients from different cultures and countries around the world in One Piece. That dude went from being abused to finding a pirate who's a chef who give the shit about him, raised him as his own son, met Luffy, and now his dreams are becoming true even further. Sanji became successful. Judge, you're just a judgmental, jealous bitch of a father. Telling your son he ain't shit, he'll never be shit. Motherfucker, he achieved more than he ever did in his whole life. And you did nothing to help him. So go fuck yourself, Judge, you fucking cocksucking, contradicting piece of shit. Alright, speaking of piece of shits. Oh, man. Shao Tucker. Whew, man. You want to talk about a piece of shit? Man, this guy is the biggest piece of shit out of all these guys. Man.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we've reached the final father we will be covering today. And this motherfucker, Shao Tucker, is arguably the top one worst father in anime history. In my personal opinion, he's the worst. Now, if you've never seen Full Metal Alchemist and you don't know who this nigga is, I'm warning you right now. This shit is about to get dark.
Well, I know him very
Shao
well.
Tucker was a state alchemist that was known for his work about chimeras. And Shao famously got his state alchemist license for making a chimera
Training
that could
biological
speak
growth.
the human language. And
What kind
he
of fear
did
was that?
this 2 years ago. So when we first meet Shao, he just looks like an average run-of-the-mill middle-aged dad who's had a couple of midlife crises, as we can see clearly from his hairline, because that shit's receding like a motherfucker. But Shao had a daughter named
like mine?
Nina and a dog named Alexander.
Triple
And they
depression.
looked like a pretty happy family. Now the house was nasty as hell. The dishes look like they ain't been washed in a week, and the shelves look like they haven't been dusted in ages. And Shao says the reason why the house is like this is because his wife left him and his daughter, and she left them 2 years ago.
Now,
So
homie,
after
she didn't
Eddie
leave you
Al
2
met
years
Shao the
ago,
first
you
day,
piece of
when
shit.
they were leaving, Shao was informed that assessment day was coming up. And assessment day is an evaluation to see if you can keep your state alchemist license or not. And last assessment day, Shao laid an egg. That nigga failed. So this next one coming up was make or break for Shao. Because if he did ass on this next test, he would lose his state alchemist license. So the next day Ed and Al came over. They came and played with Nina and Alexander. Because Nina was sad. Because her dad was locked up in the lab the whole day. Because he was contemplating what could he possibly do to pass the next evaluation day and not get fired. So Shao came up with one of the most sick, vile, disgusting, disturbing ideas ever. When Ed and Al left on the second day, this nigga told Nina, "Hey Nina, I've got a great idea. Do you want to play with Daddy tomorrow?" And of course Nina was happy because she was finally gonna get time to spend time with her dad. But this was not gonna be fun father-daughter time like Nina thought she was about to have. Because the time she was about to spend with her father was about to change her life forever.
You're done mopping, and you might think your floors are
Another
clean.
commercial.
But not from where
Let's see
we're
if we
staying.
skip this one or not.
And then,
Nope.
Try the Swiffer Power Mop.
We can't
For
skip
deeper
that one.
clean,
That
you can
sucks.
see and feel.
wow, you really stepped up your clean.
Micro scrubbers clean 5 times deeper than spin mops, even in grout lines. Keeping more dirt and grime off your socks and hard to reach places, so stuff stays trapped here
And not down here.
Ooh, I feel this clean in my soul.
Try Swiffer Power Mop for a white sock clean.
Wish we skipped this shit. Nope. Sometimes you can skip one and sometimes you can't.
I've got minions.
Wawa recharge your energy drinks and refreshers.
And they're really beating the dead horse with his minion
Now
shit.
starting at just $3.
Nope,
Gotta
didn't
have a
skip
Wawa.
that either.
Hello. Are you tired of your morning routine? Escape the 24/7
No, I'm tired of
freshness
these
with
fucking
Old Spice
commercials.
Fiji.
So Ed and Al come back on the third day. So when they first came in the house, nobody was there to greet them. So they decided to look around to see if they could find anybody. So they went down to the laboratory, and they found Sho in there with some type of
here
creature. So Sho greets them and tells them, "Boys, I've finally done it. I've made a chimera that can speak and understand the human
In the original
language."
show,
So at first,
this is
Ed and
more
Al were
terrifying
happy
and
because
more
this looked like
horrifying
the scientific
than you
breakthrough
realize.
That Sho needed to pass evaluation day. So Sho told the chimera to introduce yourself to Ed. So the chimera started speaking to Ed, saying,
That person, Edward. That person, Edward.
and then the
Yo,
last
that's
thing the
pretty
chimera
close to the
said
original voice
made
right there,
niggas
buddy.
sick to their stomach.
It's
It
actually
said,
more horrifying than the original.
Brother Ed.
Brother.
And look at
When I
Sho.
heard that
Look
the
at
first
how
time,
he
that
is
shit
stable.
scared the fuck
Bro
out of me.
doesn't even look human right here. I'm gonna be so real. So then, to make sure Ed wasn't tripping, he asked Sho,
But yeah, that's pretty
"When
close
did you
to
get your state alchemist license?"
how that thing
And
sounded
Sho
in the
says,
show.
2 years ago. Then Ed asked him another question. When did your wife leave? And Sho states, let's see. That was about 2 years ago as well. So then Ed asked him one final question. He asked, where the fuck are Nina and Alexander? And he tells him, can't you tell? They're in this room with us right now.
Oh my goodness!
And it all
Now, there's supposed to
from
play
there.
for each other,
This nigga
in hell.
made Nina and Alexander do the fusion dance and turned them into motherfucking dog, nigga. And guess what? The wife? Yeah, she ain't leave, nigga. Sho turned her into a
Yeah.
chimera 2 years ago.
That's what I said earlier.
How we got a state
Didn't
alchemist
leave.
license. So Ed slammed Sho on the wall. And Sho didn't even feel bad about it. This crazy bastard
I'd
was
kill
all
him.
smiles.
I'd kill him.
And was just
I'd
saying,
kill it. I'd break his neck. I'd break his jaw. I'd kill this man.
This is progress. So Ed starts beating this nigga's ass. He punched Bro for about 30 seconds straight, and he was going to kill him. And I ain't gonna lie, he should have killed him.
Yeah,
right
he
here.
should have.
But Al stopped him because Nina Xander was still watching him the whole time, and she was telling him,
Big brother Ed, why are you beating up Daddy?
So Ed stopped because
Brother.
it was just too much, bro. And this pathetic
I wouldn't know what to do with that
bastard Sho was so
situation
delusional after getting his
after
ass
that.
whooped. Bro was saying, I did it. I made it in time to keep my alchemist license. Dude didn't even care about his daughter or the sick ass shit that he just did. All he cared about was keeping his status as a state alchemist. So obviously they arrest this sick ass nigga and put his bitch ass on house arrest. And while he was locked up in his house, Scar broke in. So he walked up to Sho
Scar
and
is him.
did what needed to be done. He grabbed this ugly ass nigga by the
You
face
can tell
and electrocuted him.
Scar wanted to do
He
this
head the
to him.
bottomless pits of
Obviously, he
hell.
wouldn't.
And then after he
But
blew
when it
Sho,
came
Scar
to
just
this part,
decided
you
the
could
best
tell
thing
that
for
he didn't
Nina
want to
was
do
just
it.
put out of misery.
But
so he kills the fusion
it's
of
better
Nina
to
Xander.
do it
But yeah, man.
just to
This
end that
man
thing's
Sho was a
misery,
sick man.
honestly.
He
Like,
turned his wife into a chimera.
Can't really
He
blame
made his
Scar for
daughter
doing
and the
that.
dog do the fusion dance.
It's a hard decision to do,
There was
though.
a reason this man is
but
universally
when we did
agreed
that Shell
upon
Tucker,
as the worst
that man did it without
father
any
in
hesitation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that
man.
was a showcase of some of the worst dads in anime history. And if you're wondering, but CJ, what about all these other horrible, deadbeat, sick-ass niggas?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got you. I got a whole nother 6-man lineup ready to fire off.
Man,
So
Berserk
if y'all
got it, bro.
down, we'll run this back after
Guts,
like the next
poor
trial or
bastard.
something. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And for all my dads and future dads out there, keep doing what you're doing. And don't be like these niggas.
Now, my dad is definitely better than some of these guys in different aspects, but he's definitely worse than some of these guys. Like when it comes to Endeavor and Shanji's dad, Judge, and Zuko's dad. Now, they're definitely worse than my dad in a lot of aspects, and my dad's worse than them in some aspects. But when it comes to Charlotte Tucker, nah, my dad's a saint compared to that motherfucker. You know, he did have his good qualities, like I said. He was a hard-working man. Worked his ass off. Did 12, 16-hour days, 7 days a week sometimes. He worked a lot. So he was never lazy when it comes to hard working. But when it comes to other things, well, it was hard. Especially dealing with an alcoholic and trying to rebuild what you used to have. And, you know, from age 19 to like 34, you try to rebuild a relationship with him and you realize it was pointless. He did quit drinking for a year, but that's the best thing he did when it came to drinking. Sadly, he passed away December 16th, 2021. So we had our good and bad moments, and just wasting trying to build a relationship was literally for nothing. So when you ever get into that situation, you deal with somebody like that, it's hard, it's hurtful and hard to say this, but it's better just to walk away from that fucking person, because clearly it's not working. You try to do everything you can, all you did is just waste your life and focus on that person instead of focusing on other things. So for anyone who's going through that, you're not alone. And there's times that you think it won't get better, it does, and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it does. It just depends on how life, throws it at you. But the only thing you do is learn from it and not repeat the same mistakes as them. And that's easier said than done sometimes. So, but enough of that. Hope you guys like my reaction. Hope you guys enjoy what you see. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.